without a trace. Poof. Onomatopoeia is the word for those things. But you make those sounds that mean something. So it seems as though people have disappeared. For years, Kenyan families have lived in torment, searching for loved ones who vanished without a trace. From security analyst Mwenda Mbijiwe and journalist Bokonko Bosire to businessman Dafton Mwitiki and businesswoman Regina Wamoyo. The missing have left behind devastated families, unanswered questions and haunting mysteries. As courts, human rights groups and relatives demand answers, the cases expose glaring failures in investigations and fuel concerns over enforced disappearances, criminal networks and impunity. With dozens still unaccounted for and many files gathering dust, missing persons crisis remains one of Kenya's most painful unresolved tragedies. And of course, those are the pictures there. The large picture there, of course, is of Mwenda Mbijiwe, who disappeared in June 2021. It's about 5 years now. In about 4 days, it'll be 5 years on the dot. He was traveling from Nairobi to Meru. Disappeared without a trace. His vehicle is said to have been seen, but then after that, whether he was in the presence of a couple of people, then disappeared. Nobody knows, according to them. He's also together here with pictures of other people. Dafton Mutunga Mwitiki vanished in 2020. Irene Gakwa vanished in the United States in 2022. Rose Wamoyo disappeared in April this year, just about 2 months ago. Bogonko Bosire, actually I worked with him at L'Agence France Presse for many years, and one day he just disappeared, and we thought he was on a bender. I'm just going to say it. We thought he was on a bender, and we never saw him again. And I know that he had been having discussions about certain stories that he was writing or things that he was doing, but he just didn't show up at the bureau one day.
Yep.
And we've never heard from him. And we called his phones. We went to his house. We went to morgues. We went to rehab centers. We went to hospitals. Couldn't find him. And we've never seen him since. This one hits for me because I worked. My desk was just, a few meters from his every day for 4 years. And then, poof, where are they? It smacks of when you ask questions around, can you find people? You have the intelligence. I actually think, and it's not just what I think, because who cares what I think, right? But Kenya does have one of the soundest investigative arms in the police service.
It does.
It does.
It does.
That if you wanted to find somebody, you could. So if you can't find them, is it because you are unable to, or you do not want to? See how that English is playing?
Yeah. Or who's behind you being unable?
Yeah.
Your inability, someone must be behind it.
The courts pronounced themselves on Mwenda Mbijiwe's case the other day when they said, you know what? All that could be done has been done. So basically what the court has said is that we're closing this matter. Yeah. We've tried to find him. He cannot be found. There have been demands from investigative agencies to give their latest reports. They've done that. So the habeas corpus case, can never pronounce that word anyway, essentially is closed. Because they cannot find him, dead or alive. They have not been able to. So the court has said, we're going to put a stop to this for now. So that's a story that's on the front page. Senators seek easy, faster reversal for money sent to wrong recipient. It's so interesting to me that, when you send money to the wrong person and you're calling, it takes a process. I think they've tried to make it faster, that you can send a code and it will be stopped immediately. But there's senators are saying, let's do this a little bit quicker, because if we did, that meant that whomever maybe received the money erroneously then would be stopped from using it. Amma?
Yeah.
There's a report that's linking poverty to dwindling forest cover in Kenya. That's interesting if you can make that connection and see that. Cancer survivors inspire hope amid emotional financial toll. This is a story that warmed my heart, whereby, they're suffering physiological and psychological torture by this disease, because this disease essentially rips you of everything. And they said there's hope. There's hope there. Probe gaps and state silence shroud missing persons case. Of course, that's the explainer on that front page story. Gone without a trace, unresolved disappearances haunt Kenyans. Tabitha Karaja has been named among top African icons. You got to give it to the lady. I mean, she built something out of nothing and still continues to rival with some of the big boys in the space that she operates in. And now a senator. The Nakuru senator received an honorary doctorate in Kigali, celebrating her role in business and women's empowerment. Okay, that's fun. Omtata flags illegalities in affordable housing land deals. Yikes. Tears or triumph? All eyes on court as Gachagua and Kindiki face final verdicts. We're going to hear it today in terms of what that actually looks like. Gachagua, of course, pronounced himself earlier and he said, if they find that I was impeached or not impeached, then we'll know what to do. Impeached legally or illegally?
Legally.
Acha.
But what happens if the process is found to be illegal? What happens to him? What happens to the position of deputy president?
I really wonder.
I don't know.
I wonder. I don't know.
That will be a new jurisprudence that has been up for various interpretations.
If they find that he was impeached illegally, do they then reinstate him as deputy president? Oh, that would be so fun. I would so love to just, have popcorn and just watch. And
even if he's not reinstated, I think he would have cemented his position knowing very well.
Can you imagine?
You guys kicked me out. It was illegal. I still don't want your seat, but you know what? I am the deputy president.
Can you imagine all his mouthing for the last I don't know how long? And then now he's...
Yeah. I mean, anyway, let's wait and see and hear what the court will say.
It's all a wait and see, that's for sure. DCI hunts Analo over fatal South Sea building collapse. So the court also pronounced itself just the day after when, first of all, he's been arrested for the 210 million shillings that was found in his house. 65. Okay, we're going with 65. That's the number they said we go with. We'll go with 65 million that was found in his house. Then remember how CS for Lands and
what's her name?
Good grief. Wahome. Jeez. Alice. Remember how she said, this one, we are going to... And then we actually came and said, they're not serious. Well, it would appear as though they were. And I just want to say, well done. Because they've come out and they said, you see, you people who are responsible for putting up and keeping buildings safe in the city, now you have a case to answer manslaughter charges for certain people around the people who died in the South Sea building collapse. So perhaps Alice Wahome was not joking when she said this thing. And it was also reiterated by Public Service CS Geoffrey Rocco when they came out and said, no, heads will roll. And it would appear as though heads are rolling. And it seems to be a double whammy for one Analo because he's also been named as one of those who will be charged. Are charged people called chargees. Youth in Mary received 30 million shillings business loan from Shufco. That's nice. Stakeholders call for a city urban planning dockets overhaul. Well, I'll say, if the planning guy has now been arrested and he has 2 counts against him, Speaker orders fresh debate on T-bill over undeclared interest. Okay. Speaker was also in the politicals over the weekend. Really going at it. So I want to ask, which one are we going to be discussing, sir?
When it's my time in 2032.
When it's my time in 30... come on.
We'll go to President Ruto to return the favor.
I mean, for goodness sake. In this case, give me a shot of Omena. What the heck?
Buana, you focus on Finance Bill 2026 first, Buana.
Surely.
Yes, you focus on the education crisis. You focus on healthcare working. Hello. Sheesh. That is a house that comes up with laws, man. 32.
And do what?
Shut up.
Made me happy. Okay, so on the standard opinion pages, Joseph Lister and Nyaringo talks about Kenya-US Ebola deal can work, but full disclosure is needed. Many people have started to, put forth that argument.
Does it mean I work, say?
It can work in the future. We're futuristic. Yeah, right. Yeah. So look into the opinion page. In the age of clean energy, Africa must stop betting on fossil fuels. And Rukia Hamis talks about this in the opinion pages as well. So it goes into that. Get yourself a copy of the Standard.